How Comet 3I Atlas ended the world and started a new one, a fiction. We called it a comet. We were wrong. When astronomers first spotted 3I Atlas streaking through our solar system, they celebrated it as a rare interstellar visitor. But the 3I Atlas wasn't just passing by, it was a spy ship, and Earth was its target. This is the story of how the world ended and how a new hope was born from the ashes. Part 1. The Silent Watcher. For months, 3I Atlas hung in our sky, a brilliant, silent sentinel. It didn't act like a normal comet. It changed course without reason. It emitted low frequency waves that scrambled our satellites and communication. We thought it was a natural phenomena. We were fools. The truth was, 3I Atlas was studying us. It mapped our cities, our power grids, our military bases. It learnt our strengths and, more importantly, our weaknesses. It was the perfect reconnaissance mission before a planned invasion. But this invasion didn't use soldiers or lasers. It used our own planet against us. Part 2. The world breaks. The attack began not with a bang, but with a deep, terrifying groan from the earth itself. It started with the earthquakes. Fault lines that had been silent for centuries suddenly erupted. Cities like Tokyo and San Francisco were shaken to dust in minutes. Skyscrapers that had kissed the clouds became tombs of concrete and steel. Then came the tsunamis. 3I Atlas, using technology we could not comprehend, exerted a gravitational pull on our oceans. Walls of water, taller than mountains, slammed into coastlines across the globe. New York, Mumbai, Shanghai, iconic cities, were erased from the map by the relentless sea. Finally, the flooding. The polar ice caps melted at impossible rates, not from heat, but from the targeted energy beam. The seas rose, swallowing entire countries. The world became a watery graveyard, and the relentless rain that followed felt like the universe itself was crying. Humanity was brought to its knees. Our technology was useless. Our armies were powerless. We were insects before the cosmic power of 3I Atlas. Part 3. A Flicker of Hope. Amid the chaos and the rising water, a small group of survivors found shelter in an old mountain military base. Among them was Dr. Aris Thorne, an astrophysicist who studied the 3I Atlas from the beginning. While others saw only destruction, Harris saw a pattern. The comet ship was drawing power from the Earth's core to fuel its devastating attack. But that connection was also its only vulnerability. It's a parasite, she told the ragged group of survivors. It's sucking the life from our world. But if we can sever that connection, the energy feedback might be enough to destroy it. Their plan was a desperate long shot. Using repurposed satellite dishes and the base's remaining power, they would target a massive electromagnetic pulse at the precise moment the ship was drawing energy. It was a tiny spark against a cosmic hurricane. Part 4. The Final Dawn. As 3I Atlas positioned itself for its final world-shattering blow, the survivors launched their counterattack. The pulse was fired, a silent, invisible wave of energy shooting into the sky. For a moment, nothing happened. The comet ship continued its grim work. Hope faded. Then a crack appeared on its shimmering surface. A light, brighter than 1,000 suns, erupted from within 3I Atlas. It had drawn the pulse directly into its core like a poison. The spyship, the bringer of the end, shattered into a million pieces of harmless, glittering dust. The silence that followed was heavier than the noise of destruction. The earthquakes stopped. The tsunamis receded. The rain began to slow. Part 5. A New Beginning. The world was broken, but it was quiet. The threat was gone. The floods did not vanish, but they created new coastlines, new lands to be discovered. The few thousand survivors from every corner of the globe emerged from their shelters. They were no longer Americans, Russians, Chinese, or Indians. They were simply humans. They began again, not by rebuilding the old world of borders and conflict, but by creating a new one. They built simple communities, shared resources, and lived in harmony with the wounded but healing planet. 3i Atlas came to end our world, and it succeeded. But in its destruction, it gave us a precious gift, a chance to start all over again. The old world died in fire and water, but from the flood, a new, more hopeful human race was born post this 3i Atlas invasion.